then they started making a different substance, which they have yet to find a cancerous link with, but likely is not safe. And this is one of those things where I'm like, they use PFOA to make PTFE, which is now what Teflon is.
Mm-hmm.
And although they're like, it's safe, it's one of those things that like, I don't think it's probably safe. And maybe that's like hearsay. I think something died in my car.
How does it smell bad?
It smells horrible. And I got it cleaned the other day. Like, I didn't like get it detailed. Like, I took it to the car wash and like used the vacuums or whatever, the like
Yeah.
cheap one. And it smells worse than ever. And I was
Um,
like, I'm just trying to do the right thing and clean my car because it drives my husband crazy. And apparently not.
so that just happened to one of my friends, to Kelsey, and there's a
Oh,
dead mouse in
I
her
am
car, and every time she turned it on, it smelled terrible. So they had to
it's
go get it out.
okay. So it smells bad generally, but it smells worse when I turn the AC on or like the heat
Okay.
on.
Yep, that's what she said too.
Okay, great. That
So
makes
you
me feel
might,
better.
yeah, you might have like something in there
I think
that's
that's good. I
dead.
have to get my oil changed anyway, and the oil change guy really likes me. He like does stuff for free for me all the time. I'm like, this got dented or like this happened, and he's like, you get your oil changed here, right? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, it's free. But he
Perfect.
charges me for oil changes, which is fine. I don't
Yeah.
expect oil to be free. But
No.
he doesn't charge me for literally anything else. I even love it.
Amazing.
Like Donald makes me take like um his car so that he
Okay.
doesn't have to pay for stuff either. He's like, he
That
always charges me. And I'm like, what can I say?
you're like, I'm just charming.
I'm just charming. What can I say?
Yeah, it's just how it goes.
Well, that
That's
makes me feel better.
ugh, yeah, that's
It
what
smells
happened.
so bad.
Yeah. I don't know how long she lived with it. She almost borrowed my car to go like, because she had to drive to Denver for work. And I was
Oh.
like, well, you can just take my car because I don't drive anywhere anymore. But she somehow survived. I don't know. So
I would have borrowed your car. I
yeah,
would not have. Nope. Mm-mm.
breathed in mouse fumes
No,
for
it
an
smells
entire.
so bad. Like the 3-minute drive to the gym this morning was too much.
Do you park in your new garage?
Uh-uh.
Okay.
Never.
Okay. I didn't know if like, because that happened. I think it happened for them when they moved like to their new house and then she started parking in their new garage and they must have like mice in there or something. I don't
Mm.
know.
Just another
I
use
don't
for
know.
mouse traps.
At least you have your mouse traps.
It worked. She doesn't jump on the counter anymore.
Okay.
Anyways, but no, we park outside because inside is like it's not filled with stuff. Like we have room
Hmm.
to park in there, but the bikes hang off the wall and they
Hmm.
hang into the space. It is like 1.5 car garage, I think. So we have room, but then I decided I wanted to buy a cold plunge. So we're definitely not going to be parking in there. And we found a new
Exciting.
way to do it where
Tell
I'm going to
me.
buy an acrylic tub, which
Okay.
they're not cheap, but they're way cheaper than like a $6,000 thing. And then we're buying this thing, which I will tell you guys on the podcast when we actually do it, but I'm going to
Hmm.
text it to you right now. I'll tell you exactly what we do if and when we decide. I just texted it to you and it basically is like a chiller for an ice bath. So like you could use it in your regular bathtub, but I know about myself that I will never put it
Wait,
in my regular bathtub.
did I send you that?
I think you might have, but D just sent
Cool.
it to me too. And he's
Amazing.
like, let's do this instead. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to use it in our regular tub
Right.
because I'm never going to do that.
And
But
that's
I
a
want,
safe
if I buy
space.
exactly, if I want to buy an acrylic tub, then, which you can get on
Cool.
overstock.com for like a couple $100 and
Perfect.
one of those for like $500. And then I'll just get a tub cover. So the whole thing is going to cost me like maybe $1,000 rather than $6,000.
That's worth it.
I think it's worth it too.
So
And
then
I
do you
love
just
a
like
cold plunge.
plug the drain part of the
Yeah, I think I'm going to caulk it.
okay. And
My
then you can
abilities of
just
caulking are high, honestly.
high caulking skills. Um, okay. And then how do you drain the cold plunge?
I think that it cleans itself, but I think I
Okay.
can drain it with a hose if I want to.
Cool.
Hmm.
Yes.
I'm
This is
excited.
amazing.
Thank you.
I
This
can't
is
wait to come
my
try it out.
latest and greatest idea. Thank you very
I
much.
love it. It feels
Yeah, come try
genius.
it anytime. Thanks. I'm gonna let you know how it goes so you can get it in your house. And I think it could probably be a tax write-off for Joe
Yeah, probably.
if he uses it for patients
Yeah,
because it's really good
definitely.
for concussions.
Yes, absolutely. Wait, this is so cool.
Anyways,
Cool. This is exciting.
that's my life update. What's your life update?
My life update is that I went to Wisconsin this weekend
Oh
and
yeah.
it was Joe got inducted into the Football Hall of Fame for his high school,
Heck yeah.
which the homecoming there, they turn up. Like it is the most like crazy outgoing, like everybody's at everything, like fully booked weekend. Um,
Wow.
but oh my gosh, we got off the plane last night and I like sucked in the fresh Colorado air. Like
Mm,
we were on a plane that you like get off
mhm.
outside and then
Yeah,
go
yeah,
into the
yeah.
airport. And it was just like this air
Oh.
is so phenomenal and amazing. Hey,
Mhm. There's
um,
nothing like mountain air,
yeah,
truly.
no,
Nothing. I mean,
nothing.
like sea breeze air smells a certain way and mountain air smells a certain way. And those two things, there's nothing like either of them.
No, it's
Truly.
so fresh. Like
Mhm.
all
Shout
of
out
my
to trees.
clothes, shout out to the trees. All of my clothes straight in the wash because I'm like, wow, this just smells like
Uh-huh.
humid and like, I don't know,
Yeah.
just different. So, anyways, learnings.
Yeah.
And also, I like have a cold. I don't know if it's from the
Mm.
weekend, but like my throat is killing me.
Oh
I'm
no.
super stuffed up. Yeah. So, anyways,
Oh, we'll do an episode on mold and alcohol at some point.
definitely,
Both are really
definitely.
bad for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mold
Yeah.
is truly poisonous. My friend is moving to Georgia and she's like, yeah, this house where it got an inspection, it has mold in it. And I was like, here are the 7 steps you need to do. And also, like, if you can't do these things, do not move into that house.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah.
she believed me. We're not like super
Oh.
close. And I was like, I she's pregnant. And I'm like, girl,
Oh.
you cannot be moving into a moldy house. It is not
Mm-mm.
safe.
No, it's scary, truthfully.
It is.
It's truly scary. It's
Mold is
one of those
terrifying.
things too that like if you can't have something when you're pregnant,
Mm-hmm.
why can we have it and it's fine when we're not pregnant?
Right? It's not fine.
It's like, wait a second. Like,
Like maybe deli meat with the listeria, like okay, probably fine, but like and
yeah,
like mercury in fish, but like
yeah.
generally, let's not.
Like if that's gonna kill something that you're
Mm-hmm.
growing inside your body, like
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
why?
literally.
What? Anyways,
Why
okay.
would we put it in our bodies? Okay. Today we are talking about cooking in your home safely, specifically about toxin-free cooking and like the non-stick pans and all the plastic things. And if you haven't listened to our episodes on plastics, please go back and listen to that after this or before. You can pause this one and listen to the other one. Doesn't matter to us. But plastics are really important to understand because PFAS is like this overarching thing that like PFOAs and which are illegal now and PTFE and all of these other things are a piece of these forever chemical type of things. So,
Yes. And in the plastics episode, we talk about more than just the kitchen, but we really wanted to focus in on pans and then just some kitchen
mhm,
tools, since these are things that I personally, and I know Maddie, you guys cook a
mhm,
lot from home, use every
mhm,
single day,
mhm,
and therefore like can add up over time more
totally.
easily just because you're using them every day, maybe multiple
Mhm,
times a day.
yeah.
Um,
And I saw this article that said that it takes only 150 seconds, which is a little over, it's like 2 minutes and 30 seconds for Teflon like chemicals to go into your food, which is
that's crazy.
crazy.
That's so fast. And when you think about how long you have something on a pan that you cook, it's
Uh-huh.
usually always more than that.
Almost always. Like I
Yeah.
can't think of anything that I like flash fry
Yeah.
for like 2
No.
seconds. And even if you
No.
have been flash frying something, like that oil has been sitting in there for more than 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, so true.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's crazy. I
Mhm.
know another stat that I found is nearly 97% of Americans have detectable levels of PFAs in their blood.
Mhm.
And the number one way that we are exposed to these chemicals is by ingesting them.
That's
So,
crazy.
yeah, yeah. So it's like there's so many things I'm sure we can do in different ways to
Mhm.
reduce our exposure, but if we can just like take care of a few things in the kitchen, I think that drastically reduces
Totally. Totally. So I know all of us have probably heard the word Teflon before, which began in the 40s-ish, and that made all the things nonstick, which made it a lot easier for us to cook and clean and like make eggs without them sticking to the pan, which eggs I feel like are the biggest problem for me. Um, but also they are not safe. So originally Teflon was made with PFOA, which was then made illegal in like 2014, 2015, or phased out, I guess, but it was made illegal, I think in 2006. So a little bit earlier, but then they didn't have to like, get rid of it until 10 years later almost. So that is something that's interesting to know. So if you own pans that are from a long time ago, like earlier than 2015, I would just throw them out. But
Yep.
then they started making a different substance, which they have yet to find a cancerous link with, but likely is not safe. And this is one of those things where I'm like, they use PFOA to make PTFE, which is now what Teflon is. And although they're like, it's safe, it's one of those things that like, I don't think it's probably safe. And maybe that's like hearsay, maybe that's just me, but I have a feeling in like 5 or 6 years, they're going to find something wrong with it.
Well, guaranteed when Teflon came out, they said the same thing. That it's
Exactly.
completely safe. I mean, when smoking came out, they're like, this is safe. Like,
Yeah.
what are we doing today that's equivalent of smoking that we'll find out
Yeah.
is actually completely terrible?
Alcohol, a lot of stuff. We already know.
Yeah, we know.
We know it's not good for us. But yeah, so I think that's important. And especially if the nonstick pans are dented or scratched or have chips off them or like are silver in the middle when they were supposed to be black. All of those things mean that those chemicals are going more and more and more into your body. And I have never in my life seen a nonstick pan that has been used more than like 3 times that doesn't have scratches in it. And I think this is especially true like when you go to an Airbnb
Oh, yes.
and you look at their pans and they have like slices through them. I'm like, what are people doing here? Like, what is happening? I know
Yes.
someone who I follow on Instagram who I don't know her personally, but she brings pots and pans anytime she goes on a road trip.
Really? A road trip.
Mhm.
That's
Road
actually a
trip.
great idea. We're road
Yeah.
tripping soon in like a few weeks. So maybe I
Yeah,
should put that
maybe you
on our
should do that.
list.
Yeah.
That's a really good idea.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's
Yeah.
really genius.
Okay. So currently, if you do have nonstick pans, things to check. Maddie mentioned check your cookware.
Mhm.
If it's older, if it's nonstick and it's older, like 10 years or older, it's
Mhm.
probably a good idea to pitch it.
Mhm.
And then second, if you do have any scratch, dents,
Mhm.
anything in it, it's probably also a good idea to pitch it.
Yeah.
And then thirdly, if you do have nonstick pans, there is a certain temperature in
Mm.
which if they're heated up enough that the chemicals are more likely to release at a higher level.
Mhm.
And that temperature is 500 degrees, which for me, I'm actually, I don't know how
I
high
don't
you have
know.
to turn the burner for it to get to 500 degrees. I know that they recommend keeping, like, if you're using a nonstick pan that's not PFAS free,
Mhm.
to keep it to medium or low temperatures to
Mhm.
cook. I rarely turn it on low.
You say I'm like, how fast can I get this to go?
Exactly. Like maybe it's the patient side of me being like, okay, I don't have time for this, but
Yeah, no. I don't have 10 minutes for my eggs to cook. I have about 4.5
absolutely
minutes
not.
for my
Yeah,
eggs to cook in the morning.
exactly. So that is the third piece of advice if you are using nonstick
I'm gonna add
pans.
like a 2A to that
Yeah.
before your heat, but after the dents, is that if it's not, if you have to rinse it and like soak it or scrub it to get stuff off, it means the nonstick isn't working. So even if it still looks clear, but
Mm-hmm.
and there's maybe not like dents in it or scratches in it, but it looks okay.
Yeah.
But you have to like scrub it. Remember, the whole point of nonstick is that you're not supposed to have to scrub it.
Right.
So
So
that
that's
means it's probably not
probably,
working and probably
yeah,
chipping off too.
probably a good idea to pitch those.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. So what things are a safer alternative so people can actually do something about this? Some stuff is ceramic. I actually own a lot of ceramic pans, which I love, but I'm kind of still up in the air about. And let me tell you
Okay.
why.
Yeah.
I love them. I think that they're great. They're PFAS, PTFE, PFOA, whatever. They're all the things free.
Mm-hmm.
I can't exactly determine, and I did a lot of Googling to try and figure it
Okay.
out, what the coating is. They say it's like a
Mm-hmm.
non-toxic coating.
Yeah.
What is it?
So upon researching this as well, like
Did you
they
find it?
haven't necessarily, I saw mixed things where they haven't released it. So we don't technically know what's
And I
coating
don't
it.
love that.
I've seen other things like it's actually silicone mixture coating, which we talked about that in our plastic episode
Mhm.
too, where we know it's safer than plastic, but we
Mhm.
don't know it's not going to be the same level of safe as something
Mhm.
that's an organic substance
Mhm.
like wood or
Yeah.
stainless steel or something like that. So
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, it's
I don't
really,
know.
really hard to find out what
And
it
I don't
is.
like that. They're like,
Yeah,
it's safe, but like, okay, if it's so safe, then tell me what it is. And I
right.
understand that it's probably like a thing that they're keeping secret so people don't copy them and they get a
Yeah,
patent on or whatever.
right.
But like, so my husband works in cryptocurrency and all the things that like everyone kind of does, like you can see exactly what it is. And if you want to go and copy it, you can. And so
Hmm.
maybe it's my brain working like that, where it's like, if you want to copy it and do a better job than me, then go for it. Right.
Right.
Like even my group I run for vestibular group fit, like people have copied me, but no one does it
Hmm.
better than me. And
Right.
so I don't care if you copy me because you're not
Right.
doing a better job. And I'm confident
Exactly.
in that. And
Yeah,
so I think the same thing should go with pans.
totally.
Like I as a consumer would feel more comfortable using your product, which I use because I got them from my wedding
Hmm.
every day, if
Yeah,
I knew it was in it. And so I don't
right.
really love that. And it
Yeah.
kind of freaks me out. So I
Yes.
have one
Agreed.
stainless steel pan and
Okay.
it's from IKEA. It's kind of crappy, honestly. It was like $20 from IKEA, but it works. And I've been learning how to use it better. And so then I'm probably going to replace them all at some point. But that's
Okay.
my
Yeah.
skepticism. It's allegedly non-toxic, but I was talking to my mom about it too. And she's like, yeah, I think that the marketing's a little, I don't know about that. I'm like, yeah, you're probably right.
And that is the thing too, as like, I feel like just starting this whole podcast, starting this whole
Mm-hmm.
process and learning how to be a smart consumer,
Mm-hmm.
I think goes back to like that idea that organic materials are always probably going to be the best. And
Mm-hmm.
like even like these new manufactured, engineered, like really cool, like fancy sounding
Mm-hmm.
things that are PFA or PFAS free, like, and have this new technology, but they're still like man-made and manufactured, is probably incrementally safer than it used to be, but it's also
Mm-hmm.
not as safe as like the complete like the stainless steel or something that's 100% a raw material that you can use in the
Mm-hmm.
kitchen instead. That's, I mean, that just like maybe it's safer, but we still don't know long-term effects of any of it because it's new, you know?
Totally. Absolutely. And I mean, that goes for so many things. And I am not against integrating new technology into my life. Like, I think new technology is great and I use plenty
Hmm.
of it and whatever. But
Hmm.
exactly, being a smart consumer and knowing what you're consuming
Yeah.
is important. And like, do I buy everything organic? No. But some
Hmm.
stuff, yes.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
they sometimes use like human sewage for fertilizer for organic stuff. And so it's like, is that better? Like we still need to wash it, you know? So it
Hmm.
really is like what is the better option for specific things.
Yeah.
Um yeah. So I'm not sure about it. I just wish they'd tell me what was in it so I could do my own research.
Totally. Yeah. And I mean, odds are it is better,
Probably
but
it's probably better than Teflon.
oh yeah, it's gotta be. But
Oh,
the
cross
thing
your
is
fingers.
it's just you just don't know. And so
Uh-uh.
I think the thing that keeps these things are invented. I talked about this with baby products all the time too, but like these things are invented for us as humans to make our lives easier.
Mhm.
And if we a lot of times you can use a lot of things that are maybe less toxic and
Mhm.
toxin free, but it
Mhm.
just takes more effort and you have to adjust your lifestyle a little bit
Mhm.
to incorporate them,
I
which is
totally agree.
unfortunate because we're expected to work so many hours per week at a typical job.
Totally.
We're supposed to like be productive all the time, be doing all these different things all the time. So it's like I don't have time for that. But
Mhm.
yeah, you just really have to adjust your life.
You
So
do. It's rough.
agreed. We do have different brands
Yes.
that are tested PFAS free. Um, that we can always drop below. But
Yes.
some of those are Always Pan, Blue Diamond, BK, Caraway, which is what you have, right, Mad?
Uh-huh. Which again, I
Cru
like, but I wish I knew
yes,
what was in it.
exactly. Cruetone, GreenChef, GreenLife, and GreenPan.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are technically nonstick, but they're just like ceramic nonstick.
Hmm.
And the other two we have are stainless steel and cast iron. And I also, under this stainless steel, wanted to put in carbon fiber,
Okay.
which
Yeah.
I don't have one, but I've seen this on some people who I follow's Instagrams of it's like a lightweight version of a cast iron. It seems a little bit easier to maintain than a cast iron. I think you have
Okay.
to learn how to do it, but carbon steel or blue steel is different than cast iron. Um, but it is similar. Um, anyway, so I think it's kind of a cross between stainless steel and cast iron, is what I'm trying to
Okay.
say.
Okay. Got
So
it.
when you cook with stainless steel, it requires a technique that I want to tell you. Do you know the technique?
I was trying to look it up. I don't cook with stainless steel, but
What do
I
you
am.
have?
So I was waiting to do this podcast to figure out what we're gonna
Mhm.
switch to. So
Ah.
yeah. So yeah. But you
Well, let
told
me
me
tell you how to cook with
basic
stainless
about
steel pan
stainless
because
steel.
I had to learn this. And I actually learned this from the Dizzy Cook, which she is like a dizziness influencer in MySpace and MySpace, LOL, like my workspace. So Alicia Wolf taught me this, and I'm sure everyone knows this, but me, maybe. I don't know. But you have to basically seal the pores of a stainless steel pan. So stainless steel is pretty porous from my understanding. And when you get it hot, it seals. But if you get it hot with food or oil or anything else on it, it will seal that in and stick. So that's why everyone's like stainless steel is so sticky, but
Mm,
it is not if you do it right. So I put my burner like all the way up on heat. And when you have ceramic pans, it heats differently. And so
hmm.
you can't turn it all the way up. Like I have
Right.
I wish I had gas, but I have electric
Hmm.
and which is allegedly better for you, but I hate cooking with it. Anyway,
Yeah.
you can only turn it to like a 4, 5, or 6. Like 6 is like the maximum you can turn it to, or
Right.
else you ruin the
Right.
pan.
Yeah.
Stainless steel, you have to heat it all the way up, get it really, really, really hot. And then you can like flick your hand with some water on it and it'll either sizzle or it'll bubble. And you'll notice when it bubbles because it will turn into beads and they'll float around the pan back and
Hmm.
forth, back and forth, back and forth. And when that happens, that means the pan's hot enough. Now, most people wouldn't want to cook eggs on a burning hot pan, right?
Yeah.
That's usually not super effective. So then you have to turn the heat down and wait. So it is a process, which is what kind of makes it annoying
Yeah.
because it takes longer than than a nonstick would. So
Mm,
you then cool it down. I usually take it off the burner to cool it down for like a minute or so, but then I turn the burner down too. So everything
mhm,
cools together. Then I stick it back on the burner. Then I put butter on it or oil or whatever I'm using.
mhm.
And then I put whatever I'm making on it. And it
Okay.
does nonstick eggs.
And then do you cook it at like medium
Yeah,
heat?
whatever heat you
What is
want. Like
normal?
if you
Okay.
whatever normal would be for you. Like you could
Okay.
do low heat and like caramelize onions on it and it won't stick, or you can do high heat and like sear steak.
Okay. So heat the
Mm-hmm.
pan up on high, wait for it to
Mm-hmm.
get hot, flick some water, see the bubbles,
Mm-hmm.
take the pan off, turn the
Mm-hmm.
heat down, put the pan back on,
Uh-huh.
cook your food.
It's kind of a pain in the butt,
I mean,
but it's worth it.
compared to everything being instant, it sounds like
Yeah,
that, but also like if there's no toxins in there getting into the
kind of worth
food,
it.
it's totally worth it.
I think so. So that's
Yeah.
what I bought like an IKEA pan so I could kind of destroy it and learn how to do it.
Hmm.
And I
Yeah.
have said destroyed said pan. I think you could probably use that like some like scrubby stuff to get it off, but like the bottom is like it's not black, but it's definitely stained. But when I was a
Yeah.
kid, my mom used to tell me I'd rather hang out with you than make the stains on these pans come off. And so I just don't unstain my pans for that reason. Like I'd rather hang out with my husband and my dogs and like go for a walk or something than do that. But the other cool thing about stainless steel is you can put it in the dishwasher and you can soak it,
Yeah, which is so cool.
which is super cool and
Hmm.
really convenient, honestly. So
Yes.
I think that that could be a good thing. And there's a lot of great brands out there. Like I feel like every amazing brand of pots and pans that you hear of from like All Clad. like all the things you grew up with probably,
Mhm.
those are all
Yeah.
amazing.
Which also with stainless steel, like you said, like you can get a $20 pan and maybe it's not amazing, but it
Mhm.
still works. Whereas the nonstick ones that are PFAS
Mhm.
free all seem to be like
Mhm.
slightly expensive.
Totally.
Um, and
Totally.
which isn't realistic. I mean,
Mm-mm.
for everybody. So,
Yeah. I mean, like a set of Williams Sonoma 10-piece, so like 5 pan or 6 pans and 4 lids is $900. Like that's not cheap, but if you can buy like one frying pan, if that's what you use the most, but like
mhm,
maybe your soup pot where you don't put anything that would ever scratch in there,
mhm.
like you only use a
Yeah,
wooden spoon,
yeah.
is nonstick and you can wait to replace that or something
Mhm.
and you don't use it as much. Like I definitely use my frying pan the most out of anything.
Yeah.
I don't know
And
about you.
well, absolutely. And stainless steel is supposed to last way longer
It
than
lasts
any of the
forever.
yeah, any of
Like,
the nonstick
I
options,
think my mom still has the same stainless steel pans from when I was 2.
which is amazing.
Yeah,
Like that's worth
like
the investment.
totally.
I think that we need to have you take a video of you making your eggs from like start to
Okay.
finish and we'll throw it on our Instagram.
Okay. We'll show you how to do it
Yeah.
without uh it might take a couple times. I'm kind of nervous now. Performance anxiety.
They don't have to be
The
perfect.
perfect egg.
I mean, my eggs are never perfect. Never. And
It's
I
a
never know
thing.
it until you're cooking it for someone else and you're like, "Oh, it's like
Kind of
all
crappy.
chocolate
Yeah,
in there."
same. Well, I make them every day for myself and then I crack extra ones for D. So I make both of us breakfast every morning. And I'm like, I don't care if mine are crappy, but if his are crappy, I suddenly feel bad.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, okay, like literally, why?
It's gonna
Which
taste the
is hilarious.
same.
It's gonna taste,
You're
it's going
still
to the same
getting your
place.
protein. It's gonna be
Exactly.
fine.
This is so funny. So
Yeah.
funny.
Okay. While that is a nice thing is the range of pricing, so you can get something that's within your budget more likely. It
Yeah,
might just
totally.
take a little bit more time. This is something that I am working on personally is just being more intentional during
Mm-hmm.
cooking. Like for instance, I do not need to have my laptop out or be working on my phone while
Mm-hmm.
also cooking. Like let's just
Mm-hmm.
focus on one task at a time. And
Yeah.
if that puts me behind 10 minutes for the day, like
Okay.
everything is going to be fine. We're going to survive.
I saw on your husband's Instagram the other day, actually, uh, the concept of a slow brain task. And I think of that all the time now. And I think I picked up yesterday was Sunday as we're recording this. I think I picked my phone up twice yesterday and it
Oh, that's
felt
amazing.
amazing. I mean,
So
granted, I
good.
watch TV and football and like whatever, but
Yeah.
usually I'm like literally phone, computer, TV.
Mhm.
And that
Yeah.
is not
No.
okay.
No.
Like
And
literally unacceptable.
yeah.
And I felt so relaxed yesterday. I didn't have
Mhm.
any Sunday scaries. Like I
Yeah.
just put my phone away and usually that gives me anxiety. So it's taken me time to be able to put
Mhm.
my phone away.
Yeah.
But I've also been sleeping my phone in the other room because I'm getting a new alarm clock.
You
Have I told you
are?
about my alarm
No,
clock?
but I wanna know what you're getting because
Ugh,
I put
I
a lot
am
of research into this.
okay. It is made out of Himalayan salt. It is low EMF and the bottom is made of wood.
Is this
There's
your one of
almost yeah, my friend made it.
what is it?
Rise centered. This is not about cooking, but I just think the concept of a slow brain task is really important and like eating your food, cooking your food really intentionally is really important. And on my other podcast, Grounded, I interviewed vestibular group fits in-house dance teacher and she has vestibular migraine and she's like remembering as she's talking to me, she's like, yeah, in high school, I think I always ate lunch in complete silence with no one around. Not because I was like weird or had no friends, but
Mhm.
because like I liked it.
Totally.
And I was like, huh. And then she's like, I haven't done it in so long. I was like, well, do it and let me know how you liked it. And
Yeah.
she texted me probably an hour and a half later. We did it in the morning. And uh she texted me, she goes, oh my God, I just ate lunch in complete silence. Best thing ever. And I think it's
That's
so
amazing.
underrated to like
Mhm.
just sit. It's also
Yeah.
really good for your digestion.
Oh, totally. And I mean, just to extend this a little bit farther,
Mm.
like we talk about it with baby fit, like feeding and tips for feeding all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, a huge one is sometimes like parents will be out at a restaurant and
Mm-hmm.
restaurants are a scary place for parents, right?
Totally.
Because you don't know how your baby's gonna react. But
Uh-huh.
honestly, what an overwhelming environment. It's so loud in there.
Oh my
And then to
God.
expect them to sit there for, not expect them, but to hope, that they'll sit there
Mm-hmm.
for an hour and then maybe 20
Mm-hmm.
minutes in, they get super fussy. And a lot of times they just need a sensory break, like need to go outside,
Totally.
get some fresh air. Like
Mhm.
their threshold is lower than ours. And we've
Mhm.
all built up like this huge threshold
Mhm.
where it feels normal to be doing all the things
Totally.
during lunch instead of just sitting there silently. So
Totally.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
And
And when we go out to dinner, my husband and I, we always my mom always teases me. She's like, "You eat with the old people." But she does too. I literally will make a reservation for 5:15 and show up 15 minutes early.
same,
So
same.
the other day we went
Yeah.
to this restaurant, they just redid their concept or whatever. It's the same owner, same restaurant, but they just redid the
Okay.
concept of the restaurant. So we're like, "Oh, let's go try it." So I
Mhm.
made the 5:15 reservation. We went at 5 o'clock. We were the only people in there,
Mhm.
and obviously no one actually cares, but I feel so awkward and also so hungry at the beginning of dinner that I can never actually talk to my partner because I'm so hungry and he's so hungry. We just like stare at each other like awkwardly. So we're in this restaurant completely alone. There's like four waiters like staring at us and we're just like staring at each other like we hate each other. Like I swear we never shut up, especially me, but like I just I'm too
Need to
hungry
eat.
to speak right now.
I need some
Like
food.
that's how I know I married the right person because we could just sit there and stare at each other. It's totally not
Feel
weird, but
totally fine about it. Yeah.
totally fine. But I feel weird about the other people watching me do that. Like, oh, those two must hate each other.
Those two must not be happy.
Literally.
No, agreed. We went out for Joe's birthday and he was talking about his dream birthday dinner. Our reservation's
Uh-huh.
at 4:30 p.m.
Amazing. Love it.
We got there early. It was not busy in there. It was so chill. We were home
Uh-huh.
by like 7,
Beautiful.
had time to like chill and relax before bed. It was,
Beautiful.
yeah. So
I think
I'm on that team too.
I think about back living in New York, like we could make dinner reservations for 6 and everyone's like, why is this so early? And now I'm like, if I have to go out to dinner at 6:30 or 7, I feel like I'm gonna die.
Yeah, because you know you're not going to get home till 9,
No.
which is after
Ew.
your bedtime.
Ew.
Just not going to happen.
It's not gonna happen.
All
I
right.
will say when I am at on the restaurant versus like plastics situation, when I'm
Yeah.
at a restaurant, I don't think about what is going into the food because I don't eat out every day. That's not something that's like it's a
Yeah.
part of my like every week, every other week kind of routine, but I generally eat at home. And so I
Hmm.
try not to think about like, oh my God, are there different oils in here that I normally use? Is this not organic pasture? Like I don't think about those things. I just go in and enjoy myself because the anxiety of what is going in here can also be just as damaging as the
Hmm.
product itself. Like
Yeah.
be my favorite word in vestibular rehab, in life, in coaching is be reasonable.
Hmm.
Like
Oh
there's
yeah.
no other way about it.
Yeah. You can't live your life. You
No.
can make small changes, and
Yeah.
that's the whole point, is giving small tips that
Yes.
can help with, but
Uh-huh.
you can't be 100% perfect all of the
Hmm.
time. And if
I
you
agree.
are, you're have high levels of anxiety
Yeah. And that
because
will
it's
make
just
you
not possible.
sicker than anything else. So I don't recommend that.
Yes. This alarm clock looks so cool.
It is beautiful. I backed this Kickstarter a year ago and it's finally coming in the mail. Um, but I mean, the first time anyone ever makes something, I think it takes a long time. Like that is no fault of
Definitely.
her own. Like I think there were just like different
Right.
roadblocks and weird things and
Yeah.
whatever, but I think it's gonna start coming like more consistently. She
Hmm.
tried to raise $10,000 and I think she raised $250,000 on her Kickstarter. Like
Oh my
she's a
gosh.
badass.
She's amazing.
She's also in charge of the manifestation group here locally in Jackson.
Oh my
I
goodness.
knew that you would love that.
I need to come next time I come to
Yeah.
Jackson.
Uh-huh. We need to have a meeting when you're in town. Okay.
Yes.
It's on the
Back on
phone with my
track.
cult. Okay. Then cast iron, which these can also last a lifetime if they're properly cared for. I really like to follow this guy on Instagram called Cast Iron Chris. I have absolutely no relationship with him. I've never talked to him, never DM'd him, but I do think that his resources for all things cast iron are amazing. And also, if you've somehow ruined, rusted, burned, anything except for cracked your cast iron skillet, he will fix it for you.
Wow.
Like you have
Like
to pay him to do it, obviously, but
you send it into
you
him?
send it into him and he'll like restart the whole thing from scratch. Like he'll take off all the black stuff and then he'll re-season it for you and he'll
Amazing.
ship it back to you in a pool noodle because they can crack.
In a
Um,
bowl noodle.
yeah. So
Wait,
definitely give him
okay.
a follow, but um, you have to regularly season it with a coat of oil and then bake it upside down. And people are like, but it gets sticky when I do that. That means that's what I've learned from Cast Iron Chris, is
Hmm.
that you have used too much oil if it gets sticky.
Okay. And you
And
have to use
so
a certain kind of oil, correct? Like a
I think like a high temperature
high,
oil.
yes, exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So like avocado oil. I think olive oil maybe, but that has too low of a
I
smoke
think it's
point.
too low. I think it's too low to
What
use,
about
especially
coconut
to,
oil?
I'm not sure. When I was looking it up, it said canola, flaxseed, grapeseed, avocado.
Huh. Did you know we're gonna have to do something about oil?
I know.
You know what canola stands for?
No.
Everyone's like, it's vegetable oil. First of all, name me a vegetable that is a canola. It's not. But it's Canadian oil, comma, low acid.
Oh, I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
It's it's not most people's favorite oil, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Definitely not.
But it makes the best popcorn.
Oh, it does make good popcorn.
It does.
Okay.
Um, anyways, but cast iron can also be a really great option. We got a Blackstone grill, which is basically a cast iron skillet, but a
Hmm.
grill.
Yeah.
Um, and we got that and we love it.
Do
And
you?
I've been practicing seasoning that. I'm still not good at it, but I'm working on it.
You're gonna be a pro easily. Did you guys get
I'm
that with
working
the
on
new
it.
house or did you have it like,
Yeah, for Dee's birthday.
oh, nice.
Yeah,
Cool.
that was what
I
he
love
asked for
grilling.
his birthday. Me
I
too,
love
and
it.
it's so many fewer um dishes.
Hmm.
It's the best.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, awesome. So we have ceramic coated, maybe,
Hmm.
or I guess like, how would you rank these in order
I
of
think stay of safety,
or safety slash like your personal preference?
stainless steel, cast iron, ceramic cookware. The irony being I own all ceramic cookware. But I also own two cast iron skillets, a cast iron grill, and a stainless steel pan.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's
So
where I'm
I'm
gonna
just doing my
start.
best. Stainless
Ex
steel.
Totally. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do stainless steel and then get a really nice cast iron. We do have like
Yeah.
one ceramic coated. We have our,
Yeah.
oh gosh, what's it
Like
called?
a
Can't
green
remember.
pan or something.
Like our Dutch oven.
That's enameled cast iron though.
Oh yes. Okay,
That's
sorry.
different. That's
The
different. Enameled cast iron is different than ceramic.
ceramic coated. It's the
Um,
Le Creuset one.
yes, I those are
You know what I'm saying?
beautiful.
Yeah.
Um, I had one other thing. Oh, I just got a cast iron skillet that's super nice for a wedding gift. Apparently, you have 1 year to send people wedding gifts. Are you aware of this?
No, but our year's up.
So someone just sent me a last minute one. Our anniversary is in October.
Oh, that's
And
really cool.
someone, my mom's friend, they didn't send me anything, but I was like, I don't need anything. But they, I
Yeah.
guess, want it's like my mom's best friend since college. So she's been, I
Okay.
guess, thinking. And they sent me a cute like note with a funny pun in it. But it is a smithy pan. And that is a
Oh,
really nice cast iron skillet that if you're looking into one. And it doesn't
amazing.
look like it's
Okay.
gonna get sticky. It looks like more of a carbon steel kind of a thing. I haven't used it
Okay.
yet, but that's an
Okay. You'll have
option
to let
as
us
well.
know. Yeah.
I will. All right, utensils. You can't
Okay.
use metal on nonstick, period. You can't
Yeah.
do it. The problem is
Yeah.
if you're going to use plastic, it's just getting more plastic into your food. So the
Yeah.
best option is silicone or wood or
Yeah.
bamboo, which
Right.
most of those don't they're just not as good for flipping eggs, but I did find a good silicone one at silicone, whatever, at Target that I really like. And then
Okay.
I just replaced my tongs, which had plastic on the end, which I've been meaning to replace forever. But
Hmm.
then I just saw some at Whole Foods when I was
Yeah.
grocery shopping the other day. So I have a pair of wooden ones, wood on the end for when
Nice.
I'm using anything in my um ceramic skillet. And then I
Yeah.
have a pair of metal ones as well that I just got. Like
Okay.
for the grill and stainless steel
Nice.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So now I have two pairs and I threw
Nice.
away the plastic ones.
Get those out of there.
Get those out of there.
Yeah, agreed. I honestly, I want to search for like a spatula that's made of wood. That has to exist, right? Because
I
mine
think so. I
is
have like a bunch of
silicone.
like wooden spatula things, but they're not like
Like
at that
as
angle.
curved.
They're
Yes,
not at
I
that
know.
angle.
Yes.
But I do
There's
have like a bunch of bamboo and wooden ones.
yeah, there's definitely some.
They're on
I
my
wonder if
wedding
like
registry.
nice. Yes. I wonder if like Whole Foods or I know World Market has a ton of wooden utensils
Mm-hmm.
and they
Mm-hmm.
always are on sale there.
I love World Market. What a
I do
great place.
too. I know. I do love it.
They have
Yeah,
the
there's
best
gotta be
candy
some.
too. Their candy section is my favorite. Since I was a child, like it's been my favorite. Like all
They always
the
have candy corn?
they probably do, but no, the Botan rice candy and then the white bunny rice candy. They're like
Okay, I've
Asian. They
never
are
tried it.
the white rabbit ones are right. Yeah, white rabbit ones got banned for lead for
Oh
like
boy.
10 years and now they don't have lead in them anymore, so they brought them back.
Perfect.
Turns out I ate a lot of lead as a child. Great. Via white rabbit candy.
Nice.
It's fine.
Okay.
I'm sure I'm fine,
It's
right?
fine.
It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, they're harder now though than they used to be.
Hmm.
And I don't think they're stale. I think it's just they took the lead out.
The lead made it soft and
Mm,
squishy.
yeah. I mean, they were never squishy, but like they're kind of like a texture of like one of these ginger chew things, you know? They're like hard at first and they get
We have those.
yeah, they're so good.
They're
Um,
spicy.
they're so good.
They're so spicy.
They
I
are a
maybe
little
need to try
spicy.
another one, but oh my gosh, last time I had one,
How
I was
oh
like,
my God, no, I've been eating these since like 5th grade and then I used to stick my head in the AC and like cool my mouth down when I in a car. Because I got really car sick as a kid.
oh
Still kind of
yeah.
do. And so that's why I had them always. Anyways, yeah.
Okay, perfect. So wood,
Don't eat
bamboo,
lead. Yes.
silicone, don't eat lead. Candy, we can't resist it. I also love candy.
Same.
Love it.
Not good for you, but it's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think doing research, like this is a great place to start. I did look on IKEA, like their 5-quart pot with lid is literally $19.99.
Amazing.
I will say that the bottom of them aren't super thick. So like an all-clad pan, they're really heavy, right? And so like I think the bottoms of them are nice and thick, and so the heat is distributed better,
Hmm.
which also makes it easier for it to be nonstick, from my understanding.
Yeah,
If that
definitely.
makes sense.
IKEA is also on that
I love
list
IKEA.
of PFAs,
Mm,
PFAS free
PFAS free
everything.
things. Yes, IKEA is actually one of the best places to shop for literally everything in your whole house because they are Swedish, and so they have super high standards for literally everything.
Yeah.
And so I have a couple friends in the vestibular community who are hypersensitive to VOCs and mold and chemicals and like all this stuff, and they literally only shop at IKEA for their housing stuff.
I just trust, I just trust like
Hmm.
the Danish way of life and like Copenhagen,
Needs.
like
Oh yeah.
they just know. Like
Uh-huh. They know.
baby sleep, all the things, they just know what they're doing.
Are you gonna put your
So,
babies outside one day? That could be a different conversation.
yeah, 100%. Yes.
The
I
Norway.
mean,
I have a friend who does it, and she's like, "We're raising our baby the Norway."
there's research on it
Oh,
and
there is.
yeah, it's like
Mm.
significant. I mean, think about, well, one thing that we do or have started doing too is before
Mhm.
we go to bed, open up the windows, get the room super, super
Oh
cold, like 20 minutes before, shut the
yeah.
windows,
Mhm.
and then like cozy up under the
Yeah.
covers, and you're
I
supposed to
love a
sleep
cold
way
room.
better.
I
Yes.
love a cold room. D
Yes.
hates it when it's cold.
Does
We are in
he?
like weather battle, not an actual battle, but like he likes it to be warm. And yesterday I was like, "Oh my God, can you turn the heater off? It's so hot in here." Like as we were like reading, and he's closer to the thermostat, so he went to go turn it down. He goes, "It's off." And I was like, "It's a million degrees." He's like, "Do you want me to turn the fan on?" I was like, "Yes."
Yes.
But like I will be sleeping with like almost nothing on, and he will be like sweatshirt, sweatpants, socks, hood.
Oh
I'm
my
like, "Bro, are
gosh.
you okay?" Like he's like, "No, I'm
What?
literally freezing."
He
And
needs a heat blanket or something.
yeah, like I think that I need one of those like 8 sleep mattresses.
Like the
I've never tried
temperature.
it. I have no relationship with them, but I do think I need like the temperature controlling one because I think it's like side versus side, and I think that it would help me.
Do you know what kind of sheets you use?
All different kinds.
Okay.
Sometimes linen, sometimes Target
Okay.
ones. It just
I was
depends
gonna
on the
say we
day.
switched to linen and I feel like it's been great with temperature regulation.
Okay. All I
Like,
know is ours are like Ocotech
okay,
approved because they have little to no chemicals in them.
perfect.
'Cause
That's
I'm a weirdo.
important.
Not
Yeah.
a weirdo. We have a whole podcast about it. It's not weird. Um, anyways, so yeah. Anything else on this?
I think just the last thing about like cooking tips to reduce, we kind of touched
Mhm.
on this a little bit, So if you are going to use nonstick, just making sure it's in good condition.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have the option to hopefully be able to throw ruined ones out and buy a new one, you can go for like a cheaper option like stainless steel.
Totally.
And then I know just like if you have an option to roast something or bake it in the oven, that can reduce some of the toxins that come out of cooking on a stovetop in those types of pans. But that, I mean, that's about it, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
Cool.
I have seen video, like one very last like funny anecdote, is I've
Yeah.
seen videos of people turn on their stove with their nonstick pan on it, and their
Mhm.
dog will leave the room
Oh, that's
because it
crazy.
like it smells bad. And there's also something called Teflon flu, which I
Yeah.
briefly
Yes.
Googled, but
Yeah.
it's basically like coughing and like other like muscle aches, fatigue, headache, dry cough, fever, chills, uh, because of inhaling overheated Teflon coated cookware. So just another reason not to mess with Teflon if you don't have to. And again, switch them out slowly, just like anything else you'd do. If it's
Hmm.
ruined, throw it out and get a new one if you can.
Definitely.
And a lot of
Yeah.
times you can find them at thrift stores too, like stainless steel.
Yes. Yeah.
It doesn't
Yep.
have to be brand new because
Right.
stainless steel lasts forever.
Yes. So true. That's so true.
Yeah, Facebook
Cool.
Marketplace too. There was a whole set of Le Creuset. I wish I bought it, but I didn't. Like literally 10 pans, which each pan is like a couple $100 or expensive, of Le
On
Creuset
Marketplace?
on Marketplace for
Get out
$300.
of here. I'm
Yeah,
looking today. I'm gonna do that today.
yeah, you should look. But I saw it on Marketplace here and I almost bought it and I didn't and I regret it. Anyways, that's all I got.
A good point though. That's all I got too. Today was
What are
fun.
our two things? My one thing is next time a pan is ruined, just get a new pan that is not nonstick.
Yes. Mine is throw away your plastic, like throw away all the plastic old spatulas, cookware that you have. It's so cheap to buy new ones.
Mm-hmm.
Go to IKEA, World Market. You can order online, replace with
Mm-hmm.
wood, bamboo, or silicone.
Yeah,
Super
Amazon has cheap
easy.
ones too. I'll see
Oh
if I can
yeah.
put some links below.
How did I forget about Amazon?
Cause screw Amazon. I
Mm,
love it.
yeah, I know.
I love it. Okay.
All right. Well, that is all we
Bye.
have for you today, and we will see you soon.
See you soon. Bye.